Let me give you a this should humble you if you can really put this in your heart. Let's say Jesus is here and Adolf Hitler is here on the righteousness scale. Who's the most righteous man ever other than Jesus? Let's just pick any from it. Paul, maybe, maybe you pick him. The Jesus here, Hitler here. Paul is about here. Okay? The difference is negligible. Not because Paul is not a more righteous man than Hitler, but because what it looks like when you do not sin, i.e. the image of the invisible God, Jesus, it's like 99 out of 100 is a lot more than 1 out of 100. But they're equidistant from infinity. Right? They're equally far from infinity. At least they're both incredibly far. So what I mean is, even with the longest streak you can imagine, even with the longest one, we have such a broken nature that we really ought not get too uppity about ourselves, because you add pride into that, and pride puts you in a position, because pride only looks down. That's the thing about pride. It looks down. Humility looks up. It lowers itself and looks up. Where is God, y'all? Is he up or down? He's up. So if you start looking down, you ain't going to see him. You ain't going to consider him. You're going to consider everything else smaller and lower than you. And you're going to be right down there with him. You're going to fall. And that's exactly what happens. I mean, what pride does is it's self-serving and self-seeking. So what it's going to do is it's going to figure out a way around it. I didn't watch pornography today. Okay, well, guess what is on Instagram? A whole lot of butts. A whole lot of whatever else, whatever you like. This is on there. You can find it. Right? So, yes, pride, 100%. Pride is blinding. Pride blinds. Humility opens your eyes. This is why, I mean, I don't know. I assume you guys are all self-proclaiming Christians. This is why the prideful who remain dead in their sins are not able to see their sins because they refuse to, because they're prideful. And they remain forever separated from God because they don't say, Lord Jesus, I need you. I cannot do this myself. If you know you can't do this by yourself, you're a whole lot closer to walking uprightly before God. A whole lot closer. If you think you can do it by yourself, you about as far away as you ever gonna get from walking uprightly before God. And that's just a fact, gentlemen. In fact, I would give you this charge. If you are a Christian who grew up in the church, or perhaps has more recently come close to the church, but you are trusting in yourself being a good person to get you to heaven, you will not be accepted on Judgment Day. You must put your trust solely in Jesus Christ to be united with him. You must. Okay, you must, because if it's anywhere on you, you're going to fold. You can't stand before the Father and say, this is what I did. This is not going to work. And, in the same way, with this purity walk, more practically speaking, day to day, walking in purity is going to begin with humility and fixing your eyes on Christ,